Welcome into another edition of The Session with Londa and David. My name is Eugenie Babaladu.
My name's Londa Sherwood-Austin. Welcome back.
You told me to be more conversational.
It's a goofy day.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be a goofy day.
There you go. I'm David Austin, and this is The Session with Londa and David. And we've had a lot going on in the world of real estate for the last several weeks.
Well, yeah,
so we have
and
a lot
in our
to talk
personal
about.
world, so we've got a lot to discuss.
We do. Mm-hmm. Here's a phrase that you need to get used to: Tidewater. And the reason I say that is because in the last month, I've had 2 VA appraisals come in below the value on the purchase and sale. 2. Does that mean the tide is turning? I don't know. But there are some corrections happening in the marketplace.
That's exactly what it means.
And
the market's correcting. Now, It doesn't mean, good, prices are going to fall, and we knew it was coming, and that's why we waited to buy, and all that. No, that's not what it means.
Right.
The market's always seeking balance, right? And so if it's a seller's market, it won't be forever. If it's a buyer's market, it won't be forever. Like, it's always seeking balance, and the shifts are always going to come, and it's always up and down, and it's around and around. And the bottom line is real estate doesn't get any cheaper by and large over time. And, so if you want to own real estate, buy real estate. And if you don't. I don't care. I'm drinking Numerica Keurig coffee. I have given up on life.
I'm drinking home coffee. It's on the house.
Numerica Credit Union. I had to go there today, and so I got a cup of coffee. I got one of their little granola bars that I brought for our creative director, who's sitting off camera having her granola bar. And it's the worst mud I've ever had. I saw Theo Vaughn on one of his podcasts. He went off about Keurig, talking about how it's just dirt water or something like that. He's like, God, he's funny. Anyway, I don't know why I got off on that, but just that I don't care. I've clearly given up on life. I'm drinking Numerica Credit Union Keurig coffee.
Your membership has purchased it.
Well, can't they afford a little bit more?
I don't know. It's none of my business. You're a member. I'm not.
You know what I used to do? When my kids were little and I was really poor, one thing I did is put all of my errands in one day.
Okay.
Right? So like maybe once every 2 weeks, I'd go run errands. And I'd put them all in one day, and I'd kind of map it out to where I didn't waste any gas, and I didn't do, you know what I mean? Like, we're talking... And that's if I had a car, which a lot of the time while I was raising kids, I did not have a car. And so... You
did. You just didn't have a separate car from that of your spouse. So you were locked at home while your spouse was in the car.
Right. So I had to take the bus with all my million children, which they thought was so much fun.
It was an adventure, and they have foundational memories about it.
And I made it fun for them. And anyway... But I digress. So I would go, I banked at Gisa Credit Union at the time.
Okay.
And so sometimes I would have to go by the bank and do some banking or whatever as part of my errands. And so I would go, they had a coffee bar, right? Mm-hmm. And they had this hibiscus tea that I just thought was great. So I would get the cup of hibiscus tea. Mm-hmm. And a couple of raw sugars and put in it, right?
Okay.
And then, and do my banking. And then I would go and I'd put it in the car. And then I'd go and drive through Starbucks and get a cup of ice, because they would give you that for free.
Sure.
And then I would take the sweetened hibiscus tea and pour it over the ice. And I had at the beginning of my errands. And then I had this lovely tea that I would drink during my errands that I got for free. But it felt like a big, and it felt like a big treat.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I remember when I was...
There's nothing wrong with it.
No.
I think it's great. It's
I
like
remember
Numerica
living that
coffee.
way when I was in college.
But I didn't pay for it.
Yeah, when I was in college, I lived that way, right? And as a student, I also worked full time. So I don't know why I lived that way, but I did. But while I was in college, I would do tons of things like that. Yeah. For instance, one of my part-time jobs was McDonald's. Why, you may ask? Because when you're working, your meal's half off. Of course, I was working part-time at McDonald's.
That's like that personal pan pizza at Doc's Pizza in Zillow, Washington.
That's exactly right.
Come on now.
That's exactly right. Then I got into radio and did that full time, and I had to leave my part-time job at McDonald's because they were paying me over $2 an hour more to push buttons on the radio and do the weather, and then ultimately 2 weeks later start doing the news.
I'm telling you, I can save money.
Yes.
I know how to save money.
Well, I still live like a college student. When you're out of town, I eat my old diet from college. Ramen noodles, and I would maybe scramble to find a meat product that was acceptable. Not real meat. Let's not go crazy.
Eggs.
And then I could cut up like Oscar Mayer ham into little shredded meat.
You're talking about college.
Yes, to put into my ramen noodles. Well, lo and behold, you were out of town. I had my fancy rice ramen noodles, and I used bone broth because, you buy nice stuff for the house. So I made it with bone broth. And then I cut steak into little things with the food scissors.
Oh, you rich.
And then I put it in my ramen noodles just like I was a college kid. So the whole time you were in California, I was eating my diet from college, except it was elevated because you buy nice things for our home.
The whole time. And let me just be clear. I was gone for exactly 40 hours.
Those 40 hours were the longest year of my life. I mean, it was outrageous. How am I supposed to sleep without you next to me? I can't. That's the spoiler alert. Cannot.
That's the answer.
It is.
You can't.
It is. So I had, besides the 2 low valued appraisals that I've seen, and I know other.
I want to say though. I want to say what that means.
Okay.
What is it? But so what does it mean if somebody is like? Because Kyle and Bob, they're both listening, and they're both wondering, Londa, what does that mean for me?
What it means is the market is shifting a little bit, and values are slightly lower than perceived values were months ago.
Right.
Which is why if you are looking at houses online every day, you've seen some price reductions in your Zillow app.
Yep.
Because the market is correcting.
And here's a hot tip for you as a consumer: when you see price drop, price drop, price drop, price drop, price drop, price drop, that means, I as a buyer have a little bit more leverage.
That's exactly right.
As long as you have a realtor who understands how to leverage it for you.
Now, with that said, I can tell you what else is happening in the market, and this is anecdotal. This is not scientific. This is anecdotal evidence. I had a conversation with a lender today who was in his truck, and I was driving by, and he unrolled his window, and he's like, "Hey, Dave." And I'm like, "Hey." And we talked. He had a client pre-approved for a low purchase price, first-time home buyer style purchase price.
Which in our market is $350 ish.
They were approved for $360.
Okay.
And he told me they wrote 3 offers and got beaten out on every single one this weekend. So I say that some house values are coming more in line with reality at the exact same time that I say first-time home buyers are in the market fighting over houses again. And that's kind of exciting.
It's fun for me because, I love a multiple offer situation.
Right. That's right.
I don't lose.
It was fun running into this specific lender, though, because he's like, "Hey, how's it going with you guys? Are you guys getting beat up on offers?" Well, the answer is no, because you don't lose. But he had one client write 3 deals and got beat out every time.
And sometimes there's nothing you can do to make it better. Because if the client doesn't have any room to leverage, you just what you have to do in that situation is you have to help your client understand we need to be shopping in a little bit lower price point.
Right.
And we just pull back maybe $10,000. You guys aren't going to be competing with these other people who just have more leverage than you do.
Right.
So instead of continuing to break your heart and lose out and lose out and lose out, what if we just take a step back? Maybe let's just look for kicks and giggles, $10,000 lower, and see what's in that price point.
Right.
And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and we just keep writing offers, and we'll get there eventually. But what if it does?
Right. And similarly, if you've got someone pre-approved up to, say, $350, maybe they could go $10,000 higher.
Sure.
Maybe look at that because
I mean, there's all kinds of different strategies.
that's exactly right. So what I would tell to my lender buddy who missed out on 3 deals this weekend, who's an awesome kid and a great lender, don't get me wrong, awesome. Maybe in your needs analysis, find out exactly what their goals are. If their goal is to have an $1,800 a month payment, he's shopping in the wrong price point. If their goal, though, is to get a house that's X dollars, maybe you talk to them about what their monthly expenditures look like ahead of time so you can counsel them on how to get the most bang for their buck.
And, man, it's a hard pill to swallow for first-time home buyers right now. First-time home buyer looking at $350,000. That's a lot. And, I mean, God bless, because that's how I put food on my table.
Right.
But oof, we've got people now in our market saying, guess I'll never buy a house.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because I was listening to another program today while I was in my car driving hither, thither, and yon.
Oh,
and
that sounds exciting.
and I heard a realtor was being interviewed on a national talk show. It might have been regional. I'm not sure. I do not warrant this information, but the person that was talking on this show was talking about the average age of first-time home buyers has gone up 10 years.
I was going to guess, but
it's gone up 10 years over the last 20 years. So 20 years ago, first-time home buyers on average were 28 years old. Now they're 38 years old.
I was off. Look what I wrote down.
Yeah.
33.
38 years old.
I split the difference, though.
Yeah. And move-up buyers, first-time move-up buyers, used to be 41 years old. Now they're 58. And it's because of the prices. Wow. The prices have changed.
Wow. And so far in our state, the answer to this has been a few things. They changed the condo laws to make it a little easier for builders to build condominiums. That was one answer to it. They're making it a little easier to build townhouses, right?
Sure.
Duplexes. So those are really have been the kind of preeminent solutions in the last 5 years to try to make housing more affordable in Washington State.
Right.
However, I would say, not everybody wants to live like that.
That's right.
Can we just make a single-family residence home a little more affordable?
Isn't it funny that we can't advertise a house as a family home, but it's called
a single-family residence? Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Don't get me started.
Beautiful for young families, this single-family residence.
You can't say beautiful for
that's
young
what I'm
families.
saying. You can't say that, but it's a single-family residence.
There were a couple violations in there, by the way. Ageism, young families, and family. You can't define family. We have to be so careful in Washington. By the way, nobody does. Nobody but us is careful.
Right.
But
can't say walk-in closet.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of
crazy rules in Washington.
There's a lot of fair housing stuff in Washington.
No more master bedroom.
Please don't.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just telling you what the rules are.
Did you hear that, Bob? That was a hard stop.
I mean, it's a little outrageous.
In my brain, I'm imagining Bob in his garage or workworkshop, and he just laughed out loud.
He did. He laughed out loud just now. So,
anyway.
So here's the thing. What is a family defined
Single-family
as?
residence.
It can be anything.
Yeah, it can
a family could be friends who've been friends since high school who raise parakeets together. That can be a family. You know what I mean? I don't understand why that's a problem. That word is a problem.
On that note, our friend Kiki, Christina Kiki, who is a realtor here in town, is a dog lover. And when I say a dog lover, Coco Chanel, her dog is it a French bulldog?
I think it is a French bulldog. I think it's a French bulldog.
Pug or something like that.
It's a French bulldog, I think.
And Kiki,
really cute ears.
Kiki, if this gets back to you, I apologize for not knowing, because I know I should know Coco Chanel's breed, but I wasn't invited to her birthday party, so I don't.
so she can suck it.
She had a birthday party. She had a birthday party for Coco at Wheathead Brewery with I don't know, there were 20, 25 people there, a birthday cake, a big banner, the whole thing. She made a big deal of it because it's Coco's third birthday. So her 21st.
21.
Yes.
21 in dog years.
Yeah, which Kiki doesn't drink, but other people do.
Sure.
And so they made it a whole 21 run kind of funny thing.
I think that's cute.
For Coco. And I thought it was adorable. And the reason I told that story was really just to get you off that and moved on to something else. But it's a great story. I don't get it, because I'm not like that with pets, but I understand that people are. I'm just not a pet
that's
person.
her family, right? That's how. And,
that's
and a
how
family
we got
can
there.
look however
that's right.
you want
That's
it to
how
look.
we got there, because she calls Coco Chanel the love of her life. She loves that dog. And she has the little stroller and dresses her up
It's the
and
cutest
brings
thing
her
ever.
to. If we have realtor mixers or
Right.
meetings, Coco's there.
That's right.
Coco's the best trained realtor in town. Terrible.
Coco has a
Mudwater.
hard time holding the phone, though, to open the lockbox.
Yeah. Well, she just does it by voice.
No opposable thumb.
Yeah. Her nose. Okay, David.
Yes.
Since the last time we recorded a podcast, I got sick. And I just want to talk about it for a minute. I don't want to gross anybody out, but the kind of sick where you're sure, you're certain this is the day you're going to meet Jesus, and you don't even really know if you believe in that, but in the moment, you're absolutely certain this is it. This is how I go. This is how I go, naked and afraid.
That's hilarious.
On the bathroom floor with
Awful.
with a garbage can full of vomit next to me. I wanted to die. I was making peace with myself and my maker.
It's been a good long run.
I thought, that's it. Well, at least I'm dying happy. This has been, you know what? I'm happy. Did I do everything I came here to do? Nope, I didn't. I didn't. Am I going to get another shot at it? Probably not. Probably not.
I love that.
Babe.
Bad.
Oh my God. And now I'm getting like a cold. So it wasn't like a flu. We think maybe a little food poisoning
Maybe.
or something.
We threw out the food that you ate the day before. That's all I know to be true.
Yo, it was bad. So I know everybody can relate to that. Everybody's had that happen where you're haven't you? Like you knew this is it. I'm dying.
Oh, I had a near-death experience yesterday.
Sorry?
I did. Yes, I was playing racquetball with two of my buddies, and Harlan was going to hit it off the back wall, and I was standing between the back wall and Harlan when he turned to swing, and he hit it as hard as he could, and as the ball flew toward me, it just missed my face. I flashed back on my life, and as soon as the play was over, I said, "Hey, Harlan, thank you for that near-death experience. My life flashed before my eyes, and now I remember what I was wearing at my 12th birthday. So thank you for that, because I saw it like I was there."
Okay. The best part, though, of being sick like that is the day after you finally feel better.
And then it's like the skies part, and you can hear the angels singing.
The sky's never been so blue.
Yeah.
I mean, the wonders of the world. We went disc golfing, of course, in the snow.
On your first day out.
My first day out. I don't know that I was 100% better, but I went anyway. And I'm telling you, the number of times I stopped and just stared at the birds, thinking, wow, I made it. Look at them. They're just glorious. Look at them.
Was it parakeets being raised by a non-traditional family?
No, it was quail. They're so cute with their little
Yeah, they got the little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like the Roadrunner had.
They're so cute. They're never so cute as they were that day.
You were seeing the world as a much friendlier, kinder place.
I'm telling you, everybody knows what I'm talking about. That day after you've been so sick, and you were sure you were going to die, and then you didn't, and you're like, wow, I have a whole new lease on life now.
Right. That's funny. That's
I
good
wish
stuff.
we could have that kind of wonder about the world all the time. You know?
That's interesting. I kind of do.
Well, that's true.
I'm just, I consider myself to be kind of an affable doofus. And here's what I mean. I'm happy and amazed all the time. All the time.
That's true.
It's like every time you walk into a room and I haven't seen you for like 20 minutes, I'm shocked at how beautiful you are.
Oh, my gosh.
Every single time.
Yeah.
Amazed.
Thank you.
That's how I see the world, I guess, right?
Y'all, I got my hair cut, and so I sort of have like bangs now, which is why my hair is put up. If you know, you know.
Do you not like that look?
What look?
Your bangs pinned up?
Not really. It's not my favorite.
Okay.
But it was, I was just about to choose violence this morning, trying to get them to do right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I saw you while you were doing that and thought, perfection. And then you kept complaining and kept messing with it.
As an add-on, let me piggyback on that. Ada and I rearranged the whole office today. Well, not the whole office, but part of the office today. And before you got here, I'm explaining to Kyle. We arranged the whole office today before he got here, and hung his pictures on the wall next to his desk, which have been just sitting on the floor since we moved in August. So we hung the pictures on the wall. We added a desk. We did a bunch of stuff. So this is to your point about being an affable doofus. Is that what you said?
That's what I said, yes.
And like you're always amazed when I walk in the room. Yes. You're like shocked all over again. You came in and didn't notice.
Well, I noticed that the room was different, but the big difference is there's an extra desk in the room. And a credenza that I bought for this office that has a television on it is now no longer here. I don't know where it is. It's gone. It's just gone.
And surprise, your pictures are up.
Yeah, my pictures are up too.
But you never noticed it. Okay, and this is interesting though,
I've seen them up before though, so my brain just remembered, oh, they hang on a wall. That's all.
So this is funny because, see, I know in the past there have been people in your life that have been frustrated at your lack of attention to detail.
Right.
Okay.
That was about a 20-year problem for me, maybe 25.
Okay. That being said, I just use it to my advantage. Okay. I never get frustrated with you because you don't notice things. I knew that about you before I got into this.
Right.
And I knew that was just who you were. And I just use it to my advantage. For example, the last 2 months we lived in our condo before we moved into the single family residence that we're in now.
Which you shouldn't say.
For the last 2 months, I didn't clean.
I don't know what that means.
I didn't clean.
Yes, you did. You vacuumed the floor.
Nope.
Yes.
No.
I vacuumed it a couple times. I wonder if it got that bad that I thought I had to do it.
No, it wasn't 2 months, but for sure the last month that we were there.
I gotcha.
Didn't clean the toilet. I cleaned the toilet because, come on, you have to.
Well, you're not a monster.
Right. But the beauty of it is if I don't do something that I perceive as my chores at the house or whatever, you never notice. And
well, that's because I didn't realize you had chores. So I wasn't going down the list of chores, the chore chart.
You're such a liar, though. When we first got together, I was coming over quite a bit,
right,
to your house.
Yes,
you know what I mean, and having breakfast. Wink, wink. And about my third night staying over, you were in the closet where there was this laundry holder and it had like 3 compartments, right?
Yes.
And
where is that, by the way?
There.
I missed that. Where is it? It was cream colored. It had 3 separate bins.
This is the best moment of my life.
What happened to that?
Do you remember how I said the attention to detail thing? I love this. So anyway,
there's no answer for
you
where
looked at me and you said, hey, can you do something about this?
The laundry. Yes.
So there are assigned chores.
That's not an assigned chore. I asked to see if you'd be willing to pick up that chore because my daughter was driving in from college to do it, and that was hard on her, I'm sure. So, And
you know what? This is crazy because I love doing laundry. I actually have a weird kind of little obsession. I'm a little OCD about laundry.
I just told this story the other day about what you told me one day.
What?
After we were hiking, you told me. Oh. Tell that story.
About how your shirt smelled?
Yeah, that's right. Tell that story.
Okay. If you know us, you know kind of our story. We were friends. We started working together. Somebody recommended I use David as a lender, like to refer people to because he works a lot like I work. And so I threw him a client. We met. I liked, his energy and whatever. Like I had known you before anyway.
I did your home loan years earlier.
So, but I was like, oh, okay, let me throw you a client, see how you do. I'll run you through,
the paces,
put you through the paces and see if you cut the mustard. And so
home coffee, it's on the house.
Right. That was a gift from a client to you, world's best lender. It's so cute.
That's right.
Anyway, so I threw you a client, you started working. I loved how you worked with my people. We started working together more. You invited me to go hiking. We started hiking in the mornings, 2 or 3 mornings a week. We'd go and hike Badger Mountain, which is a, mountaintop here.
And I had a regular hiking group. We used to all go hiking in the mornings on
They never
Tuesday,
shut up again.
Thursday, and Saturday.
Whatever. I don't believe you. But anyway, so, but we would always, and why we didn't realize we were interested in each other, I don't know. Looking back,
I can tell you why.
I flirted with you and you didn't flirt back, and so I was like, oh well, of course he's not interested in me. Why would he be?
But in reality, I just thought you were being kind to the dumb kid. Be nice to the dumb kid.
Like charity?
Yeah, you were not a thing that I thought was a possibility. Anybody who knows me says things like, "You really outkicked your coverage with that one, David." Because it did. So I wasn't thinking you were,
So you thought it was charitable flirting.
I thought you were being nice.
Oh.
Oh, she's so sweet. Anyway, let's talk about deals. That's literally how I thought.
Right. And that made me think, oh, he's not interested. Okay, whatever. So then, anyway, where was I going with this? Oh, the shirt. Okay. So, but when we would get like 5:30 in the morning, we'd both pull up to the parking lot and get out of the car, and we would always hug, and then we would go hike. Now, I don't know if you're part of a hiking group, Ellen, because we have a third listener now, Ellen. And
I still hug my buddy JD when we get to the park. There's nothing weird about hugging, if that's your question.
I was just wondering if people do that.
I'm a hugger. David Fetto can tell you. I hug him every time I see him. Kiss him on the cheek even.
Okay, all right. So maybe it's a you thing. But anyway, I typically wouldn't do that. But I was sure trying to hug you every time we went hiking. And so, but you had this blue shirt, which, by the way, you just threw out. This blue shirt, this blue T-shirt. And I remember hugging you. And every time you wore that blue T-shirt, but this one time specifically, but every time, it smelled like a little mildewy.
A little sour.
Well, you know what I mean? And I remember thinking, well, when I'm doing his laundry, it's not going to smell like that. And immediately thinking, ooh, bleh! Why did I just think that?
Right.
Like I had a lot of those kind of moments when we were palling around, you know? And by the way, your laundry smells amazing now.
It does. It does. And I just thought it was my body chemistry was all off.
It wasn't. Somebody wasn't doing your laundry well.
Right. And let me tell you who does my laundry worse than that person. This person. I do not do laundry. I don't know why. I think I was stilted as a child when somebody yelled at me for using the wrong water temperature to do laundry. And I was like, I'm out. F this, I'm out. and became the dishes person. And guess what? I still do the dishes. I'm still the dishes person.
And you know what? And you know what is funny too? And this is how the fate works, I guess. I love to do laundry. The one household task I absolutely hate, and I don't know why, because it's not hard, is emptying the dishwasher and loading the dishwasher.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. My children will tell you that is why they got assigned to dishes every I had 7 kids, 7 days in a week. Not a coincidence. Everybody had a day. I never had to load and unload the dishwasher. I hated it. Hated it. I love doing everything else in the house except that. You do the dishes.
I love doing the dishes because I stack the dishwasher a certain way.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you.
Like I'm in a commercial kitchen. Yeah. And if it's not right, I've got to, there's got to be some changes.
OCD.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you know what?
But I'm like that with laundry.
That's right.
Where was I? Oh, it was when I was going to California to see Andrea. And
which was the longest 2 years of my life.
40 hours. And you said to me, if I need some laundry done, I'll just call Kirsten and have her come over and do it. And which Kirsten is our very, very dear friend.
Right. And lives in the neighborhood.
I lost my mind.
You did.
I'm not proud of that, but it did happen. I felt like you were inviting some other lady to pee on the tree that I've already peed on, as it were. You know what I mean? Like that territory
like how dogs
is marked.
Yeah.
The territory's marked, sir.
I gotcha.
You don't ask another lady to do your laundry. You ask your daughter, Ada, to do your laundry.
Absolutely not.
I think Ada would absolutely come and help with my laundry if I needed it. And she talks tough, but I know that's true.
Oh, there you go. There you have it, and there it is.
I know for sure that's true. Or Caitlin would drive in from Portland. Now that she's not in college.
No, Caitlin would tell you to do your own damn laundry.
No, she would not. No, she would not.
You don't think?
No. She loves her daddy.
Okay.
Oh, she's done it before.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm fine.
She's a sweet girl.
She is. When
I was at her house in Portland, I did her dishes when we were there because I couldn't live that way.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to let anybody see behind the curtain.
No, we were helping her unpack. She just moved in. So we were like cleaning and unpacking and hanging stuff on the wall, and you did the dishes. And
that's right.
We listened to Carl.
We have another 20 seconds in the show. Is there anything you want to add before we wrap this thing up?
I just hope that anybody today who's listening to this, you see the world for the wonder that it is. See the world like it's the day after you didn't die from the flu.
I love that. For Londa, Joanne, Sherwood, Austin, I'm David Austin, and this has been The Session. We'll see you next week.